Welcome back to part three of the No Bullshit Guide to Understanding Your Nutrition. Um, Now we understand exactly what macronutrients and stuff are. I just want to prerequisite that I'm not going to go into micronutrients and things like that. Um, you just essentially need to know that you need to get enough of those into your body. Give you a little bit more light in here. Um, so so I don't want to overcomplicate this. Like you know that you need to get micronutrients in. If you want to know more information about them, you can obviously message me and I can go a little bit deeper into it. They're the sorts of things that we get into on my full program, but I'm not here to sell you that. So how to get everything in that you need and still hit your goals. It is a minefield out there. People telling you need to do this, you need to do that. You need to cut this out. You need to do this. If you can eat as much pasta as you want, but you can't do this. Um, let's just simplify it. Okay, I'm just going to give you a strategy that you can follow, that you can make for yourself, with some really, really simple ways to do it. That's going to allow you to hit your goals, whether you're trying to lose weight or put muscle on, or you've got performance goals. We might need to go a little bit further into it than that, but these simple things are going to get you there without complicating it. Okay, so this is my biggest thing, is making sure you understand the simplest way to do it for you, rather than just following some random plan and not understanding what you're doing. Just get well far forward then. Simplifying your nutrition strategy. Nice picture of me there. This is what I followed to create a calorie deficit for myself. This is before I was going on holiday. It was 8 weeks for me there. I still ate burgers. I still had chocolate. I actually had chocolate every single day when I lost this weight. That was, I think it was about 5 or 6 kilos over the 8 weeks. My training was pretty high. I was following a pretty high intensity program at the minute at that time. So the carbohydrates are really important for me. I only put that on there because I want you to understand that I did all of this without cutting out one single food that I enjoy. I still had takeaways every single week. I wasn't perfect with my nutrition. As you can see, I probably definitely wasn't looking to worrying too much about my beard. But I just made sure I followed this strategy, and then that's what helped me lose the weight and lean up a little bit for the holiday. So the calorie deficit, if you are looking to lose weight, 500 calories max. Okay, you can go if you're in like a high loss phase, you can go a little bit higher than that. All studies show. I haven't found any real studies that say long-term benefits of losing weight and long-term adherence. There's anything better than 500 calories a day. So you're looking at around £1 a week, which is about 2 kilos a month. Just remember that if it's taken you 20 years to put on weight, why? Like, I get you in a rush to get it off, but if you start to restrict yourself too much and you go much higher than that, it leads to you failing and going back and putting weight on much quicker than if you just do it sustainably. So don't overcomplicate it for yourself. Stick to a small deficit and stay at it for a long period of time. Aim for 3 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram. So if you are the type of person that wants to work out your macros, okay, aim for 3 grams. Okay, so take your, and then you can take that off your total calories. This is how I'm going to work out your fats. 3 grams, and that's going to give you enough energy to be able to go and perform in the gym or perform your exercises, but also help you get through the day. Still keep you nice and alert. We tend to see what happens when people stay in a massive calorie deficit. They start to get brain fog, attention spans go, the work starts to suffer. So if you want to still excel in everything else, make sure you get enough carbohydrate in as well, so you've got enough energy to get you through the day, and you're not just flagging constantly. Aim for 1.5 to 2.2 grams of protein. If you are heavy, if you've got a lot of weight to lose, go on the lower part of this. If 1.5 is still too much, just make sure you're over a gram. Start and build yourself up. You do not need to go in and start smashing 2.2 grams of protein because you think you need to get that to maintain all of your muscle and build your muscle and things like that. If you've got a lot of weight to lose, you've got bigger issues in your muscle. The muscle will come. If you've got a lot of weight anyway, naturally you'll put on muscle. a lot quicker than us skinny guys. So all you need to do, start small, build it up. I always start my clients on 1.5 if they've got a lot of weight to lose. So 1.5 times it. So that was just there in that picture. I was just under 70 kilos. For an example, I needed 105 grams of protein. I was actually a little bit higher than that on that deficit. And then if you do want to work out your calories and macros, if you do want to go like proper into it, once you've worked out those two, your carbohydrates and your protein, then you just make up the rest in fats, and then you'll know exactly how many grams of each you want to be hitting each time. But if you want to get like really scientific and stuff like that, you can obviously work out how much fat you need. But just don't overcomplicate it for yourself. 500 calorie deficit, carbohydrates and protein. Just make sure you're getting those in. If you only want to work out one, just work out how much protein you need, and the carbohydrates and fats will work themselves out, and there's something that you can start adding in as you go along. Drink as much water as possible, or herbal teas, especially when you're in a deficit for a long period of time. You'll obviously get hungry. That's a natural part of it. We need to just embrace being hungry sometimes. It's only the last 40, 50 years that we've had access to food as much as we do. 50, 60 years ago, there's a reason why people weren't as big, is because they had to go. It was just wasn't accessible as much, but let's not go down that route. So if you are hungry, sometimes if you are thirsty, if you're dehydrated, sometimes it can mask itself as hunger. We think we want to eat. In reality, all you need to do, drink a glass of water, give yourself 10-15 minutes and see if that helps. If it doesn't, then you're probably hungry and you need to eat some food. Herbal teas, again, great way. Things like green tea and stuff like that, amazing for digestion. Let's cut out some of the bullshit on there. Are they good for weight loss? You would need to drink a serious amount of green tea for it to speed up your metabolic rate and things like that. So let's not even go down that route. I used to think it. This is why I started drinking green tea in the first place, because I thought I'd have to cut weight for boxing. Hated it. I drink it now for some of the other benefits, but that's it. Get enough vitamins in your diet. The simplest way to do this, just have different coloured vegetables and fruits with every single meal. If you're having oats in the morning, chuck some like a fruit medley on top of it. If you're having, obviously, with different coloured veg, so basically every different colour means it's got different minerals in there, vitamins and minerals. So make sure that you're just being varied with it. We could like really delve into what different minerals you need and how you get them, but that's for future courses, and that's for obviously proper coaching and things like that. But just mix up your fruit and veg. If you don't like fruit and veg, it's probably good to take a multivitamin or something like that. Again, that's just what I would recommend. Definitely wouldn't prescribe. But if you feel like you're not getting enough in, start with a multivitamin. If you feel like you're very deficient in something, go speak to a doctor or a registered dietitian. For training, if you have any training goals, make sure you're eating some fast-releasing carbs 45 minutes before you train. This is the perfect time for you to have those sweets, chocolate, cereal, sugary, ideally not a sugary drink, but I mean, it's not going to hurt. Powerade or anything like that. This is the perfect time for you to get in. Like I said in that previous one, I love cereal. I don't have it for breakfast. It doesn't fill me up for long enough. My breakfast is massive at the minute, and even that doesn't fill me up for very long. But cereal is my go-to too. So again, it's finding a way to include everything that I enjoy, which leads on to the next point. Find ways to include everything. Like if you're cutting everything out of your diet, and if you love chocolate, you should find a way to include chocolate. If you love McDonald's, I literally had one of my clients send me a picture of her McDonald's earlier. There's ways you can include everything. Don't cut everything out. It's the quickest way for you to fail and hate what you're doing. You've got to find a way to make it a sustainable lifestyle. What I mean by that is you've got to find a way that you can include everything. Think about inclusion rather than exclusion. Don't think about how you can take stuff out, but think about how you can put stuff in. And if you have foods that you absolutely love, then make sure you include it. If you love a KFC at the weekend, or you go for a Thai with a family or something, then absolutely have it. and then just make sure you plan for it. Just make sure that it's just not an everyday thing, or you're just not having loads of it, and it just doesn't fit your macros. So you're just going to keep smashing it back, like we spoke about earlier. Yeah, simple. Make it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. You don't need to cut things out. You don't need to go on some juice cleanse. You don't need anything. Stay in a small deficit. Eat a decent amount of carbohydrate. Make sure you're hitting your protein. Drink a decent amount of water. Eat different colour veg and fruit. Have a little bit of fast foods and carbs before you train. It's going to help you burn more calories, which is the goal for most of you. And find ways to absolutely enjoy your food. Like, you've only got one life. Don't spend it eating rabbit food unless you absolutely enjoy it. And being that weird Tupperware kid, I've been that guy that's just eating Tupperware. Unless you have serious goals that you're going to go up on a bodybuilding stage or something like that. The next stage, we're going to look a little bit into training and hydration. Again, I don't want to make it too complicated. I just want to give you a quick guide, because most people will be doing some form of training. And hydration is a massive part of nutrition. So make sure you stick around for the next part, and I'll see you then.